Okay, we got this motor out. I normally won't pull a motor like that with a tractor in the grass, but I've got so much stuff in the shop that I didn't have room to pull it in and do it right now. So I wanted to get this thing out so I could get it apart, and I wanted to get this job done. So all right, so it's got Bepco pistons in it, which I know are aftermarket generally, but well, I'm familiar with them being aftermarket. I'm not sure if these motors came with them stock or not. It has a Luke clutch, which in my world, that's aftermarket, but I don't know if it is or not, so I might be ignorant to the fact. So anyhow, whatever, it's getting built, and I'm going to check the clutch, probably put a new clutch in it, and because I want it right. So the next thing is to get the clutch and flywheel off of it, get it on an engine stand, maybe, because it's pretty heavy. I might have to build it on the table, and get the crank out of it, get it apart. So, all right, well, we'll see you next time. Back with this Massey Ferguson 240 Perkins 152 rebuild. We didn't video any of the rebuild because I forgot, and we've been super busy. So anyhow, this motor got ethered a lot is what we ended up finding, and the liners were cracked. You saw that in the first video. It also had a lot of metal transfer on the pistons, and broken ring lands are gone. The ring lands are just missing out of here. So I ended up getting a kit that was a little different. I had to make a timing cover gasket because it didn't come with it, and something else was odd about it. This is a 5-ring piston, and I had a 4-ring piston that came in. I did a lot of reading, and it said that it didn't matter a lot. Sometimes they were between turbo and non-turbocharged engines. But that was the only difference that I'm aware of. But I've heard of guys interchanging them, so that's what I did. So I had the crank checked, ground 10 under, rods and mains. I put new liners in the block. I had the block checked because the it'd been running so long with cracked liners that it even gouged the block a little bit with compression. And you saw the pistons. So I had the head done. The head was fine, and new clutch, new 2-step clutch, and I guess that's about it. So we built the motor, put it in, didn't do anything exotic on it, and we're just now buttoning it up. Just got the fuel tank setting down on it. We're hooking up the return line and the supply lines to the tank, and we're going to set the radiator in it and see if we can get it to make smoke. Of course, I got to put a little bit of oil in it. And so let's get at it, and we'll go. Okay, Steve and Stevie, we're back with this Massey Ferguson 240. We got the motor in, everything buttoned up, full of oil, got water in the radiator, got the radiator in, of course. Got the fuel system at least wet. We got to prime the injector lines, and I got to find the air box intake boot. I don't know what to do with that. And once I find that and put it on, we're going to spin this thing over and see if we can't get it to fire. Just to recap, we rebuilt the motor, had the head done, the block checked. I pressed new liners in it myself here in my press. I had the crank turned 10 under, rods and mains, and new pistons, liners, valves cut. That's just long and short of it. Okay, let me pick up my tools, and then we'll see if we can't get this thing to make smoke. So. we got the fuel system all bled and it hit, so, and it was really kind of loud, so we threw this old Flowmaster muffler we had on it. So we're gonna fire it up. Got the battery charger on. Got mostly 30 weight in it. That's what you're supposed to use on break-in, but I didn't have all 30 weight here, unfortunately, so not diesel. So got a little bit of 1540 in it. Full of water. You know what? Let's check that power steering while we're at it. Cranking it. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna. It might pop right off.
I think it's going to. I'm just gonna give it a quarter.
Probably start over that. Well, give it a quarter. Go ahead. Should be a light. One of these lights is going to be would be if it had low oil pressure. Because I remember it's got an idiot light sensor over here. So
yeah, right here.
So if the light doesn't come on, it's full of oil.
Well, none of the lights are coming on.
I never liked that, but right to the top. Okay, well, fire it up. Let's let it run for a few minutes. Okay, so we got this thing running. We're just gonna shake it down a little bit. I'm gonna end up putting like a cherry bomb on here, something that looks factory. I'm gonna paint all the red and the rims. The gray on the main body of the tractor I'm probably gonna leave alone. It looks pretty fair. So this tractor was low hours. It's got 198. Excuse me, 1,198. And I know I've probably covered this, but it was ethered. And every time they went to start it, you know, if it didn't crank right over, they hit it with some ether and cracked the liners. It ended up etching the block just a little bit. My machine shop said it was fine. They cleaned them up a little bit. I'd have done it myself, but I just wanted it magnafluxed. had the head done, valve job. Left the injector pump alone, left the injectors alone because low hours. Sorry, I'm supposed to look at the camera. And not say
I don't care about that.
This is so put a new clutch in it, throwout bearing, pilot bearing. It's a 2-step, 46 horsepower on this motor. One thing I kind of screwed up on was this was a 5-ring piston engine, and I ended up putting 4-ring. I'm sure it's fine. It's probably just an update. I've worked on a few of these older ones, and they never had oil control problems or any kind of. These are known to be really, really stout. So I'll run it for a while, flush out the cooling system, and fill it with coolant. And I got the hood painted. I need to paint the grill, the rims, and the rest of the sheet metal, and paint the loader bucket, new stickers, and get everything put back on. So it's looking good. I'm happy with it. So we're gonna run it a little bit more and see how we feel about it. So we'll see if we need to wrap this up or not. But this is kind of the majority of it. We'll show it to you put together and working. So all right. Well, I hope this helps. I know we didn't do a lot of engine stuff on this motor. Probably should have. People looking for, you know, engine specific information. These are pretty straightforward. These use the 3-cylinder 152 3-cylinder Perkins diesels. They had some updates and some changes over the years, but basically they were the same engine. Good motors. I had one larger Massey Ferguson one time that had the 4-cylinder Perkins. I think it was a 230. I don't remember what the 4-cylinder size is anymore, but very stout motors. The tractors are built very tough. They're very robust. And that's one of the things I really like about them. Plus, there's a million of them out there. You can get parts, and they hardly ever break. So, hope this helps. If any questions, please shoot me a message, and we'll see you later. Okay, so we put some coolant in this thing to check the oil, check the hydraulic oil, greased it. So new clutch, new motor. Figured out how they got this weird plumbing on here with 2 auxiliary valves. There's a loader bucket, and it also has an auxiliary out the rear. So we're gonna run it through the gears and drive it around a little bit. We flushed the cooling system on it and giving it once over, and once we give it a clean bill of health, we'll start pulling the rest of the sheet metal off and get it sanded down and painted. So, but anyhow, let's go. Gonna check it out. This thing's got a low range, and I've always wanted a good tractor with a good low range, so this will be my first. Thank the Lord. So, all right, let's give her a shot.
Gotta take it out of gear.
Okay, so we fixed a couple of lights that weren't working. The oil pressure sender is now on all the time, but I just unscrewed it and put a manual gauge in there, and it's got 65 psi, so the sender's bad. It wasn't charging. We got it charged at 13.7. Just found a bad connection. Fuel gauge is working. Had a fuse holder that had gone bad. They had no fuse in it anymore, so we had to put a new fuse holder on it. So seems like the the temp's working. The train shifts really good, which, you know, these aren't synchronized anyhow, but brakes are good, clutch is new, so we're coming down to having a usable solid tractor. Like I said, we're going to paint all the sheet metal and everything that's red and silver. So we'll give you a view of when it's all done. So hope this helps, and hope we didn't beat you up too bad about not building the motor. So all right, thanks a lot.